So at the end of the last podcast, we left you after we had just arrived in Tobermory. So you know we're at home now. And Tobermory is where unfortunately we had to hit the pause button on our unsupported attempt around the UK. So once we arrived in Tobermory, we were looking at the forecast. We knew we were going to be there for a day or two. There was potentially a window to get round Ardmurchan. But the more we looked at it, the more we felt it wasn't a safe decision to make. And actually when we were sitting we were looking at other boats that had gone out, yachts that had gone out that night.
Yeah.
And could see that they were getting to so far round the peninsula and then turning round and coming back to Tobermory. So we absolutely made the right decision not to go, because if they can't do it with their engine, we would never have been able to do it with oar power. So we did sit on the boat in Boadicea for a couple of days, looking at forecasts, hoping that they were going to change and that a weather window was going to leave a suitable window for us to leave and get safely round Ardmurchan and up into the shelter of Skye.
We spoke to others as well, so we spoke to Rannoch, Charlie at Rannoch, to see if he could see anything different on the forecast to what we could see, and he couldn't. We also spoke to the local lifeboat station, so David, the coxswain, and Gunny, the mechanic, we spoke to them, and with their local knowledge, and they couldn't really see anything, and their advice was it wouldn't be nice out there, which is what we kind of suspected anyway. But it was reassuring to hear that, to know that we'd made the decision not to go as well.
Fellow lifeboat crew, we know when somebody's saying it's not going to be nice out there.
Yeah.
It's not just your typical little.
It's probably a massive understatement.
It's probably not very nice out there.
Yeah, and Ardmurchan's not a nice bit of water at the best of time. With southwesterly weather blowing in, it's probably the worst direction for it.
So yeah, I think, I can't even remember what day we called it now. I think it was the Tuesday a week ago today.
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, and
about 4:30 we made the decision that the safest option was to actually pause the row for this year.
Yeah. And it's just an utterly heartbreaking decision.
So we picked up the oars and we rowed into the marina.
Yeah.
The only way to describe it was, it felt like somebody had died.
Yeah.
And I actually thought I was going to be alright talking about it tonight, because I've spoken to people and things, but I think just having revisited the journey from Gia up through Jura and up to Tobermory, it just brings it home again.
It was day 80.
Yeah, being on a very small boat for 80 days. We didn't kill each other. And we'll never ever forget the phenomenal support and encouragement and positivity that followed that journey.
Yeah, it's just been utterly amazing.
Yeah. And we'll never forget the way we were looked after in Tobermory when we got in either.
Yeah.
These guys magically managed to find rooms in hotels, meals, and the hospitality was amazing, because if we're being really quite honest, we weren't really feeling
We weren't feeling sociable.
Socialising.
the local lifeboat crew there, David, phoned round, and in fact he actually went to the hotel and spoke to them and managed to get us a room in the Western Isles Hotel, which overlooks Tobermory Bay, and it was a beautiful room right at the top of the hotel, which we're really grateful for, and they wouldn't take any money. The local crew had sorted that out. As we were checking into the hotel, the staff in the hotel asked if we wanted to dine with them tonight, and we weren't really feeling like trudging around town in the pouring rain.
We weren't really feeling very hungry either, to be fair.
Yeah, so we took them up on that, asked them to book us a table, and they said, and this meal is on us. So we tried to
pay, but they wouldn't take anything.
They wouldn't take anything for it, which is just, it's amazing. And the whole trip has just been surrounded by generosity and goodwill, and we're just so humbled by it, to be honest. It's, you know, we're just two ordinary people that went off on a wee boat and did a bit of rowing.
But we were also staggering around like we were blind drunk once we got off the boat as well.
Yeah, you were staggering more than me. You were quite entertaining.
It was fine on the pontoon, so there was still a bit of movement, but then I stepped onto the tarmac and it just went Pete Tong. I felt like I was going to hit the deck. My legs were that sugary.
Yeah, I had to give you a hand at one point.
And even a week later, I still feel quite fuzzy in the head and world's still going up and down, but it's kind of improving.
Yeah, so we've had a busy time since we came ashore. So 80 days at sea, and we've, you know, having to pause things in Tobermory. We managed to get home, so we sorted the boat out. Really grateful to the Tobermory Harbour Marina staff for, you know, their help. They let us berth on the marina that night. We settled up for that, and the following day we put the boat out onto a swinging mooring owned by the harbour, and told them that we'd hopefully be back in a day or two by the time we got home to pick up our vehicle and trailer. So the journey home was interesting enough. We got the Tobermory to Culhome ferry. We jumped on the bus,
which Michael Schumacher was driving.
So it was an interesting journey to Fort William.
I thought I was going to have to ask her to stop the bus to be sick, because between the land sickness and the motion of the bus, I was feeling pretty rough, and I was starting to wish we'd just accepted one of the numerous lifts that we'd been offered. So they're hardy kids that grow up over there, because it was actually the school bus that we were on, public service bus, but it doubles as a school bus, and the kids just jump on, get their seatbelts on, and away the bus goes. And I felt sorry for the wee lad that had to make his apology to the bus driver.
That was quite interesting.
For causing drama. It must have been the day before. I'd love to know what the drama was, but
yeah, it'd be interesting.
But poor wee lad. So
we got to Fort William, and we had about 30 seconds to a minute to spare from getting off the Shield bus to run along to the CityLink bus, which took us up to Inverness. And once we were in Inverness, we fancied a slight change of scenery. We got the train from Inverness to Wick, which is a beautiful journey.
Yeah, and it was quite humbling as well, because somebody had been sitting across from us the whole way. We hadn't spoken to them, and like not at the same seat bit as us, but across the alleyway, whatever. And as they got off the train, they put some money on the table and said, that's for your fundraising pot.
Yeah.
And
just so humbling.
So humbling, and was even more humbling was watching that fundraising pot go up by thousands
Yeah.
since we got off the boat. It was, I think you think that the fundraising is going to stop there, but it really was thousands within the space of 48 hours that total went up. And then we thought we were getting home covertly.
Yeah, we got rumbled.
When Allan let the cat out the bag that what train we were on, and yes, please, a lift home would be great, with enough time for people to gather a crowd for us arriving home. Which was really, really nice in some respects. It was not in all respects. It was really nice.
Yeah, we were trying to fly under the radar and come home unsupported in some respects, you know, so we didn't want anybody going out of their way to come down and pick us up. So we wanted to just get on the buses and trains and ferries and arrive home. And we were just going to get a taxi from the train station back out to the house. But Corey phoned and offered us a lift and asked what time we were in, and I knew straight away something was up when he asked what time we were in, so didn't really have any option but to say. And yeah, there was a bit of a welcome, put it that way. There was quite a few folk on the platform meeting us. Yeah. A good cheer, and
I got accused of being drunk.
Party potters and all sorts going off.
Yeah, drunk, and I've not even had a drink.
Yeah, so it was amazing, and you know, folk giving up their time to come out and welcome us back. That was quite a nice thing, really. A bit overwhelming at the same time, but you know, we were not expecting that at all.
No. So I think we've been home to Wick, and then we've actually been back to Tobermory.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Collected Boadicea, so she's safely home with us now.
Yeah, and just going back to Tobermory as well. So the Tobermory Harbour, when I went in to settle up for leaving the boat, they wouldn't take any payment, which just, you know, another just such generous kindness, really, and really appreciate that.
Yeah, it's really good of them. And so, yeah, Boadicea is home, and Womble and Dure are home. That's our two doggies.
Yeah, we picked them up on the way home as well, which is, we got quite a welcome.
Got quite a welcome. They're now snuggled up on the sofa, as if butter wouldn't melt in their mouth. But it's really nice to have them back with us.
Yeah, it is.
So that's the journey to date.
Yeah. And so at the moment, it's a pause button that's been pressed. We're not saying the journey's over. We hope to finish the journey. We just want to let the dust settle and find out what is the right thing for us to do. It would be nice to go back and finish it. It will be into next year now. We've just exhausted time off, and the weather window is just not going to be there now for probably till the end of the year.
And we've been promised an amazing send-off from Tobermory, so we need to compare it to a Wick one, because it was pretty stupendous as well. It was very cool. But yeah, we're looking forward to catching up with everyone and meeting some of the new friends that we've made over this journey, because we're well aware that there's lots of you, lots of hands to shake, lots of people to thank.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Bear with us, because you know who we are, but we don't necessarily know who you are. And yeah, just come and speak to us.
Yeah,
we'd love to tell you about the story, and thank you personally for the support on everything. And I think a really good way to finish off this podcast is just to celebrate that we've just shy of £75,000 raised for charity.
Yeah, it's just an
But
unbelievable.
we're going to keep going to make sure that 75 is hit.
Yeah, it's an
we're so close
unbelievable
to
amount of money.
the 75, and we have to thank everyone that's put their hands on it. I mean, this grew way beyond our expectations. We thought we'd have struggled to reach our original fundraising target of £30,000. So not only have we reached it, we've doubled it and smashed it again.
Yeah.
And we're just so grateful to everyone for putting their hands in their pockets and supporting this.
And that support is just, you know, we know from what we do for a living in our respective jobs and volunteering and everything else, and we know that money will literally change lives. You know, the people will survive or have their lives changed, hopefully for the better, as a result of that money being raised, and that is just such a special thing. You can't put a figure on that. You can't, you know, what else do you say on it, really, you know?
Yeah, it's quite amazing because we set off as two ordinary people trying to achieve an extraordinary thing. And the best bit of advice we were given before we left was by another explorer with connections to Wick was, better a live donkey than a dead lion. So we've come home. These two donkeys are safe at home. And one day we'll adventure again.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, it's been fun.
It's been pretty awesome.